Alright, so here's the SR5 cluster, and I've got the tach worked. So I'll show you that it works. That sounded like a higher RPM than this is showing. And it turns out this is a V6 dash cluster. Let me show you how you identify that. Right there, it says 6-cylinder. So now what I'm going to do is set the tachometer to 4-cylinder type settings instead of 6-cylinder. First you need to plug it back in to hook up power. Next you'll need another tach as a control for you to alter your settings based off of. So for that, same as with the dash cluster, you need to hook it up to the ground on the coil, but this one you also need to run a wire to the positive on the battery over there. So that's very simple, don't need to spend too much time on that. This one right here is for a V8, specifically it's off of my friend's Blazer. So the difference between V8, V6 and 4-cylinder is 8 pulses equaling 1 RPM versus 6 versus 4. So for example, when this reads 1000 RPMs, on the V6 it'll show 1500 RPMs, and it should be 2000 for 4-cylinder. In changing the V6 to equal 4-cylinder settings, I'm basically just going to double whatever this V8 tach says. We need to get the face off of the tach and get down to the inside. So here's how you do that.
Driving my dump truck every day, and my driver goes down there and steals the. And he leaves his truck there. Well, I mean, I don't know. I just jumped on a plane. How you had to get my truck back?
It takes a Phillips head screwdriver, actually, which you would have to get in from the side, but that's a bit of a pain. So I'm actually just going to grab it and turn it. And you rotate it up to set it for 4-cylinder settings. You'd rotate it down to move toward V8 settings, just so you V8 swap guys know. So I'm going to rotate it up now. And I'm going to rotate it just a bit. You don't want to turn it way too far and then be like, whoa, what happened? So I'm going to put it back together, turn it on, and then compare it to the V8 tach. And be aware that when you're putting the needle back on, the key needs to be in the on position, or else the needle will ping up. Actually, I'll show you that real quick, just so you know what that looks like. See, that's what you don't want. Alright, so now, let's compare it to the V8. I'm going to use the pliers this time, since it's a very small adjustment I need to make. Alright, so because the GoPro has a fisheye lens, it looks a little slightly different from the camera angle than it does from mine. But from the human perspective, it looks perfectly on. When the V8 tach says 1000, the dash is showing 2000, so we're done now.